This is the Omaha News, presented by the School of Communication at the University of Nebraska at Omaha, from the studios of UNO Television.
People behind a 2-year plan dedicated to building a greener Omaha are hoping the City Council will back their economic plans. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Felicia Mesadieu.
And I'm Jackie Scarda. Thanks for joining us. The holidays are on their way, but as spending increases across the heartland, so does charity. We'll have all the good news on all that's good going on across Omaha and more this half hour.
First, Omaha may be taking a step towards a greener city with a new proposal that the City Council will vote on in December.
Omaha News reporter Melissa Ballerin is reporting live from the initiative's headquarters. Melissa?
Thanks, guys. I'm here at Omaha by Design, which is a group that put the Omaha Planning Sitting Department to come up with a proposal called Environment Omaha. The Omaha Planning Board voted unanimously in October to put the proposal on the agenda for the Omaha City Council in December.
A new proposal for the City of Omaha plans to make the city a more sustainable environment. The plan includes suggestions and ideas that would help individuals and businesses be more environmentally friendly. There are 5 subcategories of the plan that incorporate different aspects of living. The components include natural environment, building construction, resource conservation, urban form and transportation, and community health. Concerns over the proposal are mainly focused on how much these changes will cost.
The more infrastructure that needs to be maintained, built for more capacity, maintained to make sure that which is already in the ground or on the ground is working properly. That equates to how much money, budget, it takes to do that, which equates to our taxes and so forth.
Gerard Wellman from the School of Public Administration at UNO helped write a report to determine whether or not the proposal was fiscally responsible.
So your upfront costs are more expensive. And that's the part people get focused on without considering the long-term cost or the benefits to the employees or the benefits to the environment, obviously.
December 14th, and will include a public forum beforehand. Now, the plan is very extensive, so anyone looking for more information should visit environmentomaha.com. Felicia and Jackie, back to you.
Thanks, Melissa. That was Omaha News reporter Melissa Ballerin. A Sarpy Stadium isn't the only big change for the Omaha Royals. This spring, when Omaha's AAA baseball team takes the plate at Warner Park, they'll be playing as the Omaha Storm Chasers. The name change brings 2 new mascots, Stormy and Vortex, in hopes of increased merchandising profits, says team owner Alan Stein. Opening day is April 15, 2011.
Was the multi-million-dollar Midtown crossing worth it? Months after the development's official opening, reporter Jessica DeCesare asks if the business campus really represents the massive transformation the area was marketed as.
Remember all the traffic and construction down around 33rd and Dodge? Midtown Crossing may still be experiencing some construction, but it's been 6 months since it officially opened. This construction project has expected a span of 2 years. Midtown Crossing is a $250 million mixed-use urban development featuring restaurants, shops, and residents. ECI Investments Advisors Incorporation are the developers of Midtown Crossing and say it has reinvented Turn Park. Manager of Glow Lounge tells how business is going since they opened.
I would say that business is what we expected it to be, and even more some. It's the city of Omaha has embraced our concept very, very well, and the results have shown that we've exceeded expectations.
An employee at Marcus Theater says business is booming. Says that adding the theater here was a great idea.
It's like, going from Applebee's to a bar and then to a theater all at once. It's different than other movie theaters.
The manager adds that the parking garages help bring businesses to this area. For the Omaha News, I'm Jessica DeCesare.
Developers behind Midtown Crossing estimate the crossing will generate almost $16.5 million in combined state and local taxes. They also estimate the crossing has created or supported almost 1,000 full-time and part-time jobs. Nebraska pension plans for judges, state troopers, and teachers are up by 13.6%. The number exceeds the Nebraska Investment Council's expected figure by almost 6%.
State consultant Doug Fiedler says the large figure reflects the 2010 economic rebound. State pension plans, largely financed by stock market investments, are projected every 5 years. As the school semester comes to a close, homework, school clubs, and finals leave little time for high schoolers to prepare for little after graduation. As LaSonia Hart shares, those high schoolers hoping to be college-bound have a lot to prepare for.
Within Omaha elementary and secondary schools, the pathway to higher education is marked by vast disparities in preparation for college. According to the American Council on Education, schools have taken steps to lower financial barriers to college affordability and ensure better academic preparation for college. High school student Marcella Gamble will graduate in May 2011.
My number one fear transitioning from high school to college is being out on my own. Whether you go to college or not depends on who you live around or who you hang around, because people that are around you are the ones who influence you the most to do what you can.
Marcella's classmate fears college may leave little time for fun.
My biggest apprehension is grades and studying and, not being able to go out and party.
As a teen mother, Tafanetta found a college that may best suit her educational goals.
I like College of St. Mary's because they have a Mother's Living and Learning program, and they have a biology major, which I want to study, and they also have a cadaver lab.
Across the state of Nebraska, there are events and programs that ease the transition from high school to college.
UNL is hosting the Nebraska Achievement Banquet held here at the Quest Center. This event is honoring high school students and their achievements from diverse backgrounds. For the Omaha News, I'm LaSonia Hart. Now, while study time for finals may eat up a lot of high school seniors' time, most colleges don't start asking for applications until January and February.
A North Bend teacher is Nebraska's 2011 Teacher of the Year. Bob Fewer has been teaching science classes for 32 years at North Bend Central High School. The award was presented to Fewer by the Nebraska Department of Education. Last year's Nebraska Teacher of the Year was Omaha Westside's Michael Frida. Togetherness and teddy bears is the key to dealing with a family loss for one local nonprofit organization. After the break, we cover 2 holiday events driven to make a difference.
A weekend taste of winter means many Omaha residents are scrambling to get their cars ready for an icy season. Find out the best way to keep your car road ready after the break. Thanks for choosing the Omaha News.
Big Red Wrap-Up brings you inside the game of Husker football. Join me, Kevin Kugler, and Adrian Fiala for Nebraska's only statewide sports program. We'll have analysis and highlights of Husker football games and talk with special guests. Plus, Huskers Illustrated Sean Callahan will be on hand to discuss potential Husker recruits. Don't miss Big Red Wrap-Up. Tuesday night at 7 Central on NET1 and in high definition on NET HD.
Most local television news only gives you brief headlines about issues that may be important to you. But for more than 10 years, only one program has remained dedicated to examining all the information about issues that really matter to Nebraskans. I'm Kathy Wyatt, and it's my privilege to present those issues for your consideration. Join me on the campus of UNO in a program we call Consider This, every week on NET1.
Friday nights, NET brings you public affairs coverage. Starting at 7, watch outstanding local documentaries from NET Television. Get the latest news from the nation's capital at 8 Central with Washington Week in Review. Then at 8:30, Your Need to Know. Followed at 9:30 Central with international news from BBC Newsnight. You can always stay informed by watching NET1 and NET HD Friday nights beginning at 7 Central.
UNO Television.
Students work with professionals who have all kinds of experience in the industry.
Lights, camera, action. Literally.
Get paid while you learn more about the TV business.
Work on all kinds of productions.
My friends who worked on TV crew last semester are now working part-time at local stations.
Working on TV crew is a great experience.
UNO Television. Student crew, professional staff, award-winning results.
You're watching the Omaha News.
Sometimes after someone loses a loved one, the support they need isn't easy to find.
As Alicia Ipock shares, Teddy Bear Hollow is doing their part to help families cope with grief during the holidays.
Teddy Bear Hollow is Omaha's new center for families grieving the loss of a loved one. With the holidays approaching, many need the extra emotional support.
Tinsel and Tears is our holiday day camp. We hold 4 of the camps in November and December, so families can choose one of the 4 camps to come to.
The center helps younger kids understand the loss and help the family members understand what not only the kids are going through, but also themselves.
We do all sorts of holiday activities to provide support for families during the holidays, because the holidays are an especially difficult time for families that are grieving. And so by having these day camps that they can come to, we hope that they build some extra support in that tough time.
During Tinsel and Tears, the families come together to make crafts in remembrance of their lost one, helping them know that you can remember the good and not always the sad.
Because the holidays tend to be a more difficult time after somebody's died in your life. And for me, it's always good to have a support system, so not just within your family, but with other families. You can see, how they're dealing with it, things that work for them, things that don't, and you get to share your own.
Teddy Bear Hollow is a great program for those who are grieving the loss of a loved one. They offer these programs all year long and for all ages. For the Omaha News, I'm Alicia Ipock.
Along with helping families open up and share their grief, Teddy Bear Hollow also works to help confused children better understand their loss. This marks the 7th year of the Lash LaRue Toy Drive. The Omaha effort gathers toys and funds for children in South Dakota's impoverished Pine Ridge Indian Reservation at Christmas. You can find out more at lashlarue.toydrive.com.
This month, the Salvation Army sent out its fleet of shining red kettles for the 2010 season. As Ellis Givens shares, with hopes high and bells ringing, volunteers aim to collect in order to serve.
More people in need, more people are coming to the Salvation Army for assistance, which means that we need more donations.
Some people may be afraid to donate because the Salvation Army is nationwide, but rest assured, the money doesn't leave Omaha.
That stays in the local area, so a donation made to this location will stay in the north central side of town, and donations in the south side or west side will stay in that area, so it's specifically local to the area of town where you donate.
The locally donated money goes to help local people get back on their feet.
Well, we have about 22 different programs at the Salvation Army where assistance for young unwed mothers and drug and alcohol rehab programs.
With the total goal of $3.1 million in donations to raise this season, the faith in the people of Omaha is at an all-time high.
The people of Omaha have always been generous to the Salvation Army. They recognize the good we do and how it helps the community. So I think the community will help out and I think we'll make that goal.
For some people, giving is not just something that is done at the end of the year.
This is the 3rd year my husband and I have done it. We always like to volunteer, and now that we're both retired, we can do things that people who work can't. And I know they need bell ringers during the day, so why not?
As we sit down at our tables next week to give thanks for what we have, we should take a look at those people who don't have and donate to the kettles. For the Omaha News, I'm Ellis Givens.
The Salvation Army offers many ways to donate this holiday season. You can call 402-898-6000 or text GOOD to 27722 to donate $10.
This Sunday is Community Free Day at the Henry Dorley Zoo. The zoo will be offering free gate admission from 9:30 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon. Zoo Director Dennis Pate says they're excited to extend the opportunity to learn about wild animals to the entire community.
As cold weather crawls in this week, Heartland drivers are making sure their vehicles are winter ready. While cost is a concern for many regular car maintenance, may be the budget-friendly answer to pricey seasonal repairs.
The season that creates some of the most hazardous driving conditions has finally arrived to the Heartland, and drivers are rushing to have their vehicles serviced to overcome any driving obstacles that are sure to surface as the climate takes a turn for the worse. Automotive professional Alan Wright says that business is expected to increase for the winter season.
Last year, October, November, and December, we saw as much in the fourth quarter as we did the first 2 quarters previous to that. Our business almost doubles due to the bad weather. We expect to be very busy today with the snow. All our people came in early. We had all our help here early in anticipation of being very busy.
But as the holidays vastly approach and the recession puts a strain on wallets, customers may find winter car maintenance a bit overwhelming.
I feel like I'm kind of behind. I probably should have gotten started a month ago or 2 months ago even, just to be prepared, making sure everything's up.
Jensen tire mechanics say it's better to have tires fit this deep to ensure the safety of your vehicle throughout the winter driving months.
Start with the tires. You want to make sure you have good tires. That's your main safety concern. If you don't have good grip, that's what causes a lot of accidents. You want to make sure, and these seem like minor things, but wiper blades. You want to make sure you got good wiper blades going into this weather because, again, if your vision's impaired, that'll cause a problem.
Al says that consistent car maintenance will help relieve financial stress for winter automotive preparation.
So it's best to do what they call preventive maintenance. And that's do it throughout the year instead of waiting for the first cold day and then everything happens to you and you got to pay all at once.
Automotives say it's best for drivers to have their cars checked every 30,000 miles. Oil changes should be performed every 3,000.
According to the AP's Economic Stress Index, Nebraska is the 3rd best off state in the U.S. Our 4.5% unemployment figure comes in second to South Dakota's 4%. If you're looking for a job, however, North Dakota may be your best bet. It tops the AP's index with an unemployment rate totaling under 3%.
Omaha's hockey team, the UNO Mavericks, are nationally ranked in the top 5. After the break, we'll speak with the UNO's Associate Athletic Director Mike Kemp and find out what the team's surge means for Omaha athletics.
Plus, what church has a Sunday sermon where you can get up, chat with some friends, and grab a cup of joe? Later this show, we cover a brand new approach to worship in the Heartland. Thanks again for choosing the Omaha News.
NET is important to the Nebraska Emergency Management Agency and the entire state of Nebraska because we can get vital information out to the public in a time of emergency. We've had flooding in many 64 counties out of 93 in the state. We've done some news conferences.
Extensive flooding.
NET has set up a system on their website to get information on the flooding throughout the state. We are able to work together in one place and get one message out to the public so that we can make sure people are safe. First of all, your technology here is amazing, but I don't see how we could have done this without NET.
When we say digital television, what does that mean? For one thing, it means more NET channels for you to enjoy.
Is nothing, Willa Cather said.
On NET1 and NET HD, you can watch Nebraska high school and college sports, PBS programs, and award-winning documentaries. NET2 is PBS World, hard-hitting news and public affairs programs, science, history, and more. NET3 is Create, and just what the title implies, there are programs about arts and crafts, gardening, cooking, and travel. You can get these channels over the air with your digital receiver or digital converter box, or through cable and satellite providers. For more information, visit our website, netnebraska.org.
You're watching the Omaha News.
Omaha's Division I hockey team, the UNO Mavericks, are sitting at their highest ranked position in team history. With us is a man who's helped the Mavs take only one loss so far this season, former head coach and current associate athletic director Mike Kemp. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, it's my pleasure.
Now, the hockey team recently switched from the Central Collegiate Hockey Association to the Western Collegiate Hockey Association. What has that been like so far?
Well, I think the transition for the team's been very, very good. I think we went into it with some reservation initially from a competition standpoint because that league is highly recognized as the most competitive league in college hockey. They've won 36 out of 51 national championships in the history of Division I college hockey. So we knew we were stepping into some very, very competitive situations, but our teams responded extremely well, obviously getting to an 8-1-1 record, undefeated in the conference at 5-0-1. So I think we've come off to a very good start.
Now, as of right now, UNO is ranked 4th in the polls. What has this been like for the team morale?
I think it's been very good. You know, the teams really came out of the blocks much faster than I think anyone anticipated they would this year, and garnering big-time, high-profile wins by sweeping Minnesota at Minnesota, getting a split at the University of Michigan, beating, again, a top 10 team in the country. We've got a lot of recognition, but with that has come tremendous confidence for a young team. You know, this is a very young team. We're playing 9-10 freshmen on a nightly basis, and they've responded incredibly well.
Now, this weekend, UNO will be playing another top 10 team, North Dakota. What does this mean for the team if they win? Well,
I think it's going to, again, be a bellwether win for the team. You know, again, a lot of moving up in the rankings on a weekly basis depends on what the teams ahead of you do, you know, and we've seen over the course of the season, and that's pretty true with most college hockey years, losses occur on a weekly basis to every team, from the number 1 team down all the way to the bottom. So, you know, if we can take care of business here this weekend, the likelihood is someone ahead of us will falter and will again continue to climb that ladder. Obviously, it's still early in the year, and when you want to be ranked number 1 is in April, not in November. But I think we want to continue to build confidence, gain experience, gain national recognition, which obviously for our program gives us more prestige.
Now, quickly, what is the biggest difference in this year's team from last year?
Well, again, I think it's just, one, the adjustment to a new coaching staff. They're more comfortable and confident with the coaching staff. We're very blessed to have what we believe is the most experienced and competent coaching staff in all of college hockey. So if we have that kind of a situation, the team then is getting used to the adjustment from my style to Dean's style. I think they're growing and developing, and I think that's been probably the biggest adjustment from a year ago. Last year we made strides. This year we're making more strides.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us, Mike. The Mavericks will take to the Quest Center ice again this weekend against the University of North Dakota. This Friday's game will begin just after 7:30, while this Saturday's will begin just after 7. For a complete schedule and roster, visit omavs.com.
Coming up after our last break, we'll take you to an Omaha church that's doing its best to reach out to the 21st century. Think internet streaming and Heartland church services would never cross paths? Think again. This is the Omaha News.
Coming this week on Market Journal, television for ag business decisions.
Land-grant universities are facing budget cuts, yet there are challenges feeding a growing population. This week, Ronnie Green, the new Vice Chancellor of INR, will discuss his perspective of the future of ag, how these challenges can be addressed, and the opportunities for our ag students.
Watch Market Journal, television for agricultural business decisions, Sunday morning at 9 Central Time on NET2.
Hi, I'm Meshach Taylor, actor and public television supporter, encouraging you to become a fan of UNO Television. Located on the University of Nebraska at Omaha campus, UNO Television is a unit of the College of Communication, Fine Arts, and Media. Student crew members are trained and placed in broadcasting positions that give them real-world experience. Many students move seamlessly into jobs within the local television market. UNO Television, student crew, professional staff, award-winning results.
When will you look deep into space? When will you travel back in time? When will you experience the power of red? When? Anytime. Online at video.netnebraska.org. Search, select, and share with the NET Video Player. Watch our shows on your schedule.
The University of Nebraska at Omaha is where you'll find unlimited possibilities. At UNO, our 15,000 students are learning what they need to know to join the workforce of tomorrow. With 200 programs, students participate in innovative academics and are engaged in dynamic campus and community life. The University of Nebraska at Omaha. Step up to the metropolitan advantage at bmav.com.
Countryside Community Church is turning toward an innovative new way of interacting with churchgoers. As Omaha News reporter Ben Bohal tells us, the story may be as simple as a hot cup of coffee.
Lights, camera, action. Technology is changing the world all around us, but even at the altar, Countryside Community Church pastors are using technology to reach past the pews to the World Wide Web in an effort to make the religious experience something new and exciting for those who may not regularly attend a church service.
Come on, everybody. Jesus in the house, in the house, in the house. Now, Jesus in the house, in the house. Jesus in the house, in the house, in the house now.
The church establishes a coffee shop-like setting called Darkwood Brewery that allows a more personal atmosphere for churchgoers and web audiences alike.
Easy, meandering fork, and some of us can go down a little faster into the rapids this evening. So you never know what's going to happen.
Those involved with the project at Countryside Community Church are hoping to set a new standard in the community with the Darkwood Brewery, even if it's to offer a cup of joe that's just divine. For the Omaha News, I'm Ben Bohal.
The Countryside Community Church recently launched their first interactive sermon online. You'll be able to find each Sunday sermon at countrysideucc.org.
Today marks Eid al-Adha for North American Muslims. It's a Muslim holiday celebrated worldwide that honors the Muslim and Judeo-Christian figure Abraham's obedience to God. The holiday often comes with acts of charity across the Muslim world, including official pardons for small crimes and food donations to struggling families.
This episode marks the end of this season of the Omaha News. Together we've shared everything from neighborhoods banding together against big business to Heartland suicide prevention walks and so much more. We'd like to thank you for sticking with us along the way.
After a brief hiatus, the show will return in early February with new faces, but the same dedication to quality storytelling that matters to you. From everyone here at UNO Television, thank you for choosing the Omaha News. We'll see you around.
UNO Television. Students work with professionals who have all kinds of experience in the industry.
Lights, camera, action. Literally.
Get paid while you learn more about the TV business.
Work on all kinds of productions.
My friends who worked on TV crew last semester are now working part-time at local stations.
Working on TV crew is a great experience.
UNO Television. Student crew, professional staff, award-winning results.
Big Red Wrap-Up brings you inside the game of Husker football. Join me, Kevin Kugler, and Adrian Fiala for Nebraska's only statewide sports program. We'll have analysis and highlights of Husker football games and talk with special guests. Plus, Huskers Illustrated Sean Callahan will be on hand to discuss potential Husker recruits. Don't miss Big Red Wrap-Up. Tuesday night at 7 Central on NET1 and in high definition on NET HD.
Most local television news only gives you brief headlines about issues that may be important to you. But for more than 10 years, only one program has remained dedicated to examining all the information about issues that really matter to Nebraskans. I'm Kathy Wyatt, and it's my privilege to present those issues for your consideration. Join me on the campus of UNO in a program we call Consider This, every week on NET1.